Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to take the wireframe that we done in Axure and translate that to a WordPress website. So I'm going to open the Axure just to take a look at that again and have it open here. And this was the tutorial that I done a little while ago that describes the way that this simple website would look. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move to WordPress and try to create the same idea in the WordPress platform. So how we're going to do that is we're going to switch to WordPress.com. Now there are two different websites. There's WordPress.com and there's also WordPress.org. WordPress.org is a little more powerful than WordPress.com, but it does require additional setup. The big difference between WordPress.org and the one we're going to use today, WordPress.com, WordPress.com is actually hosted on the WordPress servers, while WordPress.org requires you to upload the platform to your own server. Because you can manage your own templates in your own platform, it has additional functionalities of certain plugins and adjustments that you can do to the files yourself because they're hosted at your own server. Most of the powerful WordPress websites are hosted outside of WordPress.com, and developers can uh, develop new themes and adjust it that way. However, because we're just starting out, we're going to use WordPress.com, which is very similar to what we done with Weebly. Now, in WordPress.com, when you go ahead and go to set up an account, I just went into log into your account, or you can go to create a new account. So I'm going to actually sign up with my LTU account. And let's see. Okay. So when I get here, it asks me what kind of website do I want to do? Do I want to do a blog, a website, or a portfolio? A blog is utilized when you want to post a lot of articles and things that you do in that perspective. When you want to create something like what we're going to do right now, we're going to select a website. And maybe for your portfolio, you would select that. But we're going to click start with a website, and it says enter a name or keyword for your site's name. So I'm going to do emerging technologies, with which I think is taking, but we'll see. It is not showing anything here. So let's see. Emerging, we'll put it in two words. Emerging technologies. Tech. Okay, it's not picking up anything either. So okay, I guess I couldn't use emerging technologies. So I guess I'm gonna use, and try something else. For you guys, you are actually gonna use your name. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the same for mine. Nothing's showing up for there. So I'm gonna do paulandreningblog.wordpress.com. Now this is the free version, so very similar to Weebly. If you keep it at .weebly.com or .wordpress.com, it's going to be a free version. Otherwise, you would have to purchase a domain name. When you guys are ready to do your own portfolio, you might want to do that and just put it in, and purchase the actual URL. So I'm going to go ahead and do select. And I'm going to do free, best for students. Perfect. So we'll do that. Okay, so it says congratulations, your site is live. So I'm going to do view my site. Okay, it's taking a little bit to load. There we go. So by default, I have this template loaded up. And if I click on the reader, I can see this is a way for me to kind of manage other information that comes in, like other websites, discover other websites from WordPress, etc. And if I go to customize here on the bottom, I can customize certain things. Now this looks very similar as WordPress.org. Once you actually host your own website, you will have some of the same features available. And here, for example, things like your site identity, you can change this way. So here I'm going to call it Paula and Renning Emerging Technologies Plus. Or actually, let's just call it Emerging Technology. Emerging Technologies. There we go. Tagline. I'm going to say something like a course that describes today's technologies used in marketing and promotions. Okay, there we go. And then you can select an image for the icon of the website. So here it is that little icon that appears sometimes next to, like, for example, if we go to WordPress, we see a little icon that represents the actual website, as you can see up here on the top. So that's where you can use to override this blue icon. You would actually put in your own, and here recommends you that it's 512 pixels wide and tall. And this is also useful when you take a look at a website from your mobile device that you might store it as a bookmark. It would appear as that. And also, if you use any software that remembers the last websites that that you browse, then it would also utilize that. Okay, and here you can also change in the footer credit. That's going to be your bottom part here where it says blog@wordpress.com. That's the default. Or you can use Powered by WordPress, for example. Switch it up. Or you can do a WordPress.com website. Or just put in the logo, which I'm going to do that. That's a little better. Okay, so and then you can also replace the emergent technology with an actual logo, and you would click that on there. So once you're all set, make sure you always hit save and publish, and we're going to see how that's utilized in different places. And to actually edit stuff is quite simple. You know, you can always go back here and edit on a visual mode like Weebly. You can change the background image. So for example, here, if you wanted to replace it with something a little more modern, maybe this kind of makes it feel very, you know, current, or this here. You can put in, you know, some kind of image. You can hit this randomize suggested headers. So this would actually change the headers whenever you come to the website. So make it a little more modern and refreshed every time. Now, this is kind of nice. If you guys can see here on the bottom, I can actually see what my website would look like in different platforms. So this would be the mobile preview, your tablet, and your desktop. Okay, so we have emerging technologies here. You can also decide to just hide it altogether if I don't want to include something on the top. And then once I'm all done, I hit save and publish. Okay, then I can go back and take a look at other things. So then we have the background color right now is this dark color. I can change the color to some suggested options here. Or I can also select an image for a background. I don't know if I have any images. So I guess these were pre-installed. So we can see, just to give you an idea what that would look like. Not a lot of options here, but let's say we choose this here. You can kind of see how it replaces the images. And then you can also look at different patterns or palettes, sorry, that you can utilize for the website itself. So let's say you wanted to change the background, right? And we're gonna select an image. Maybe if we wanted to keep it kind of black and white, then maybe you can change the color that goes with it, something like that, or like that. So I'm gonna change the image again because I didn't care for that one too much. Let's see. So that one you can kind of see what it's doing is duplicating the image. That's why you see this kind of repeated pattern. Or you can just go and pick your own color. So you can select maybe something that matches. This is actually still keeping the image, but changing the actual background color because it is a transparent image. So I can still overwrite some of this stuff. But I'm actually going to just keep it one color. Maybe I'll keep something like, something kind of fresh like that. Okay, so now that I have this created, I'm going to go ahead and go back and I can change, oops, I'm going to change that, that's better. And then I'm going to change some of the, I'm going to see what other options I have here. So we talked about colors and background. We talked about the site identity. You can change the font for your website. So you can kind of see that it's utilizing some Google fonts to allow you to really change the way this looks. So you can see that you can give it a different style. I personally like this Source Sans Pro, and we can pick the same one for the base font, which tends to be the font that's used for copy, etc. So you can kind of see. And we're going to save and publish that. Then we're going to go ahead and see some other things. So this is the header image that we kind of take a look at when we click on there. So we can select, again, if you wanted to change that. So again, that's if you want to add it that way. I'm going to hide it.